Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's coverage of the 5th season of the NASCAR Class C Maconi Fixed Series. This evening, we are excited to be bringing you top split action from the weekly strength of field race from the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing, including the top split of the Maconi C Fixed Series. As tonight, the Road to Pro Series, Fast Fridays. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name is Shane Mundy, and joining me in the booth is Jeremy Briggs. We've got Robert Hill working the controls as our producer. And Jeremy, Las Vegas, it's an intermediate track. It often races like a super speedway for the first few laps in these trucks, however, meaning it's kind of an interesting combination of track position, tire saving. We've seen a lot of guys already take to qualify. With that in mind, what can we expect to see here tonight?
What can we expect to see here tonight, Shane? Glad to be here tonight. Hello, Robert, in the booth there, helping us out tonight at the 1.5-mile Las Vegas Motor Speedway, built in 1996. I'm almost that old, just a little bit older. 20 degrees banking here tonight. This is going to be an awesome race. Looks like we've got some potential NASCAR drivers in this field tonight, along with the fearless leader of Jeff Maconi. Maconi Setup Shop. 40 laps is the distance. Pit road speed a slow 45 miles per hour. 1 green white checkered attempt. No fast repairs, and of course, this is a fixed iRacing setup because this is a C Fixed Series. As qualifying has wound up, we'll take a look at our points here real quick, Shane.
Yeah, we got Tyler Helsel up top of the point standings. Keaton Jones, Dean Brummett in third, who is in tonight's race. Justin Botello, Clayton Slavoski, Greg Freeman, Connor Boris, Carson Allison, Jody Kelting, and Wesley Parker are your top 10 right now. Still plenty of time left here in this final quarterly season of 2024 to make a charge at that points championship. Here is our starting grid. Dean Brummett, just mentioned him, he's on the pole, with Jordan Hurley to his outside. Then we got Ricky Spanish, Wyatt Gray on row 2. Row 3, Dylan Basson and Ricky Small in the 23 Silverado. Then down to row number 4 is we find Connor Truman, Sully Hans, our own Jeffrey Maconi down in the 9th place spot. And Previn in the 12 Toyota rounds out the top 10. Jeremy.
The rest of the drivers, 11th on back, not taking times. 11th spot's going to be Michael Guest. 12th is going to be Timothy Holmes. 13th will be Jackson Crowder with Jordan Worth there in 14th. Cole Williams in 15th. Sean Penne in 16th. Conrad Sampson Jr. in 17th. Andrew Schwartz in 18th. Joe Hagan in 19th. Nikki Lange in 20th. Jay Riot 21st, Nathan Davis 22nd, 23rd, Shaquille O'Reilly, and 24th, Carson Hocevar.
Some big hitters in tonight's race, some big names. Obviously, some of our viewers may recognize. Now, we've got 40 laps on tap here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the Maconi C Fixed Trucks. Pit road speed of 45 miles an hour. We do get one attempt at a green-white checker should we need it. No fast repairs, obviously, here in the C Fixed Series. And this, of course, since it is a fixed series, that means fixed iRacing setup. So all these guys, aside from a few minor adjustments they can make, are basically all on an even playing field. This week we are at Las Vegas. Next week we go on to Iowa. And then following more of the traditional NASCAR schedule, starting on October 23rd, Homestead, Martinsville, and Phoenix. Rounding out the NASCAR schedule of things, and we get 4 wild cards, in my opinion. Jeremy, we got Kentucky Auto Club, Atlanta, and Charlotte Motor Speedway to end it off.
Not gonna lie, I'm pretty sad that the real NASCAR season is coming to an end, but I'm excited to be here tonight with the C Fixed Series here on Maconi Entertainment as the pace vehicle lights are off. We got Michael Gast in here. This is gonna be great. We got some big names, drivers trying to really start from the back and work the way to the front and put on a good show. We'll have to see how it goes here as we get ready to come to the green.
Absolutely, and like you said, definitely some big names, big hitters. Real NASCAR Cup driver in here like Carson Hocevar, big Coke Series driver names. And of course our own Jeffrey Maconi, right, the biggest name of all. So we'll get ready to go here. That pace car is going to make the left-hand turn on to pit road. Barney, the flagman, is ready to go with the green flag up in the air, and it is waving. We are underway from Las Vegas. It's a pretty spread-out start, but a good jump nonetheless for Dean Brummett.
Brummett, pretty easy start there, of course, starting on the lead with Hurley there now in second. Third looks to be the Spanish Machine, 71 looking like to be Basin there in fourth, trying to make his way up in the top 5. These drivers, so far so good, coming around turns 3 and 4, getting ready to complete lap number 1.
Yeah, so far so good, but it was quite its nest and a battle for the lead here on the front straightaway between Brummett and Hurley. Hurley looks to the inside. That is the blue 18 truck on the bottom. He wants the race lead. They're going to go through turns 1 and 2. The 18 washes up slightly, and they're going to stay side by side down the back straightaway as Ricky Spanish looks on in the 14.
As we got this awesome shot here with the Maconi Entertainment drone camera as we look at these drivers going turns 3 and 4 side by side for the lead. Onto the front stretch, that's going to punch a big hole for the third place truck to potentially get a big draft as the leader defends. Hurley defends. Trouble, yes.
Sully Hans looks like has made some pretty significant contact with one of the walls or another truck. Entire right front fender gone off this Silverado. Let's take a look at what happened here coming off turn 4 and just got a little tap from behind. Goes down, looks like made contact with the right side door of, I believe that was the 4 truck, and right up into the outside wall. Kind of surprising to not see a caution from this, but iRacing evidently detected that he was out of the way. So we race on. Lap 4 now is underway. It's still Jordan Hurley at the front of this field. Looking on at the 23 truck there of Ricky Small. The 5 of Jordan Worth, known as Bottom Split here on most social platforms, giving him a run for his money on the outside line.
Looks like right now the top 6 single file. Everybody's battling there pretty much on back. Looks like the Worth machine, like you said, Ricky Small, right here side by side on our screen. Everybody's a little bit strung out here. We got almost 3 packs kind of broken up here as we're going to be completing lap number 6. So far, so good for everybody else without that little instant there. As we look further on back in these packs, the number 4 truck of Jackson Crowder. Carson Hocevar right there making his way up the starting grid. He's running now 12th, I believe.
Now that's Carson Hocevar in the red, green, blue number 21 Silverado. Of course, out of Michigan. They'll be racing this Sunday at, oh my gosh, blacked out for a second on where we were. Roval. Roval. Gotta love the Roval. So good luck to Carson there. He's chasing a virtual flag here with us tonight, though. looking on into the top 10 here shortly. In the 11th spot now, he's right behind the 12, who gets a little sideways in the white-black Tundra. And then we have a battle for the 8th position between Ricky Small and Mike Guest, who's going to tuck right back in line for the moment. And they're going to end up side by side again here.
Up front right now, as we take a quick look, still single file. Dean Brummett just chilling right there behind Jordan Hurley with Dylan Basin, Timothy Holmes, and Ricky Spanish, your top 5. These drivers are doing really good. We almost got kind of a green feeling. I believe these races have been averaging 3 to 4 cautions a race. So far, so good, as the position number 3 gets ready to change.
Yeah, definitely have a battle brewing there. Might not be a very lengthy one. It's Timothy Holmes who will clear Dylan Basin in the 3 truck for the 3rd spot. With that for F-150 T3. And he once more, he drove it in deep into 1 and 2 on the top. Has a little bit of a run, and the 8 of Brummett will slam the door shut. Here comes the crossover from Holmes into turn 3.
Timothy Holmes side by side here, coming out of turn 4 with an awesome power move to the bottom with a run he got out of turns 1 and 2, running through the middle. But it looks like the machine is going to get around him on the top side of there. I believe that's Dean Brummett, as they still continue battle side by side in turn 1 and 2. Holy smokes. Oh, really close. Had to check up there for the Timothy Holmes machine.
And Timothy Holmes giving it all he's got, been driving it in deep into these corners, and he had the rear tailgate jacked up a little bit there down the back straightaway from Dylan Basin in the 3 truck. Now the top 2 able to kind of break away to battle it out yet again. Brummett, the 8 truck, the dark blue one behind the light blue truck, the 18 of Jordan Hurley, the race leader. Brummett started from the pole tonight. Hurley was able to get around, and ever since then, Hurley has been able to hold him off. Will he be able to hold him all off, though? Only time's going to tell. We're only 10, almost 11 laps complete into this one. Take a look at Dylan Basin out of Florida. Ricky Spanish currently running 5th in the number 14. Dean Brummett, mentioned him, out of Virginia. Started in the 2nd position, I believe.
As we take a quick look just outside the top 5, running in 11th spot still there is Carson Hocevar. And right behind him, putting the pressure on, is the number 9 truck.
Oh, we got some of these guys brushing the wall down the back straightaway. They're able to keep it straight. Carson Hocevar looked like we thought he was going to break into the top 10 before long, but he's kind of stalled out, mired there in 11th position at the moment. There's Jeffrey Maconi in the 03, iRacing stamp number 11 out of New England. Jeffrey's been doing some real racing in the late model side of things lately.
Lost a few positions here early on. Just kind of looks like riding in his own pace right now, trying to stay up top. Clean air is king. You know, trying to keep your tires underneath you. You know, if this goes green for 40 laps, might have lost a few positions, but might be able to get him back with some tire strategy.
And it looked to me like Maconi was running a lot higher than I feel like we've seen anybody tonight. He is almost right against the boards. Truck right out back, can't quite tell. Is that the 22? 20 truck. Nathan Davis there in the gray with some neon accents on that 20 truck. Nathan Davis out of Indiana. Him and Maconi running a lot higher than it seems like most have been willing to go so far. But as of right now, Jeremy, we've kind of hit a bit of a stalemate throughout most of the pack. Nobody able to, at least not easily, make any ground up.
Welcome to a fixed setup race, as these drivers are really what make these trucks go around this track, because everybody's running the same setup on these trucks. Obviously, you know, drivers got different rigs at home, different setups there, but you know, they can change the steering ratio. I think the brake bias, but we're obviously not using brakes here. So minimum changes they can really do to make these trucks turn. And like you said, everybody's kind of starting to even out lap time wise, because we're all running the same setup. But let's see who saves the most on tires. Maybe they'll make the run at the end.
Absolutely. And fixed setup, you know, obviously everybody that is an iRacer has kind of a preference on what they like to run. Dylan Basin there, he's also kind of jumped up to the top side of things. He's cracked back into the top 3 now in the 3 Silverado, looking on at the 8 truck as they go into turn 1. It'll be side by side for second. We saw Holmes in the 2 truck take a crack at Brummett for the second season. However, as we're on with him as we go into turn 3, he is giving Brummett a run for his money.
And might be looking to give the number 18 machine of Hurley a run for his money with a big run down the front straightaway. Getting a big draft, just gonna look to the inside, going into turns 1 and 2. Basin, Hurley, side by side. Basin makes it look easy. Can he hold him off coming out of turn 2?
The 18 will not quite be able to get to the rear bumper of the 3 to perfectly cross over. He does have a bit of a run back into 3 though. So the roles flip. Hurley now driving it in deep into the corner. He's going to try to slide back into front of the 3. Not going to be able to do that just yet. And I believe Basin, yes, did lead that lap.
Basin, new leader up front. Looks like the field definitely starting to get strung out here. Looks like the comers and goers are starting to happen as we are getting ready to come to halfway here very shortly. Battlefield lead has heated up and has changed. We'll have to see if second place can hold off and maybe get back another charge to the front. As fourth on back, it is just starting to turn into a bee's nest.
Absolutely. At this stage of the race, we are nearing halfway. Just about this next time around, we'll have 20 laps remaining tonight. That is the 23 that we've got to now of Ricky Small, who is door-to-door for, I believe that would be the sixth position with Jackson Crowder.
Oh man, really tight coming off of turn 4. We got almost a 3-wide battle there between those trucks. Small, Worth, and Gray.
23 is Small able to win that fight for now, but Worth at the bottom of the track trying to take them all on. That is Michael Guest in the black number 1 with the red number on that Tundra. Still Carson Hosevar that looks on in 11th to Guest. Just not been able to make a lot of progress since earlier on. Wyatt Gray in the Beetle, number 7, has company on possibly both sides here as they go into one. Worth thought better of it, gives it to Michael Guest, who will take over 9th and now looks for 8th off turn 2.
These drivers are really starting to put on one heck of a show back here from 7th on back. Like I said, those comers or goers are starting to play. This has really got a green flag feel to it. Knock on wood, broadcasters saying some really good at that stuff. As Hosevar is starting to make some moves, starting to get some momentum there on the number 7 machine of Gray. Maybe he's going to be able to finally make his move into the top 10 with the number 12 right there of Praven and Conrad Sampson there and 13th looking on as well.
Absolutely slams the door there. Hosevar is not going to let that spot up easy, and with blocking the 12, he actually gets to the inside and clears Wyatt Gray, but slides up the track, and they're now going to be almost 3 wide for the 10th spot, and Gray will win that battle, and now the 12 and Hosevar are leaning on each other a touch as they go down into turn 1. Things heating up. You mentioned comers and goers, and we're hitting that stage of the race. The 12 gets a little sideways, made some contact with 7, able to hold on to it. But it's definitely interesting that it's taken this long to see some of these guys start to fall off a little bit. In these fixed setup races, when they go green, it tends to be who can manage their equipment the best, their tires, and just keep speed in their race trucks. And so far, it seems like everybody's done a really good job of that because there hasn't really been many that have fallen off super drastically. The 10 truck just got a shot there into turn 1. That was the 10 of Conrad Sampson. Got a bit of a bump going into turn 1. I would assume that was the 6 of Cole Williams that got into the back of him. He was able to hang on to it, but maybe these guys starting to get a little impatient.
Drivers are starting to feel the end of the race coming near as we are now 15 laps to go. This race is flying by as the leader up front, number 3 of Dylan Basin, almost out to a 2-second lead, driving away, making this top line work. I'm surprised to see Maconi hasn't made it come up to front because Basin has been to the wall and just been driving away. I am surprised with the draft that you need here at Las Vegas. Basin's making this look easy.
Once he got the lead, it has just turned into his race to lose. Holmes has cleared Hurley for the second spot. Timothy Holmes from the Carolinas Club here on iRacing, currently second, of course. He started all the way back in the 12th spot, so he is up 10 positions, and now he's going to venture up towards that outside wall.
Looks like makes that pass there, like you said, on the number 18 machine as the Hurley machine starting to fall back just a little bit here and there. I believe the lead is almost to 2 seconds, and man, oh, we've got a yellow.
We do.
Turn 2.
The 20 truck, I believe, might have just booted that truck there of Shaquille Ray. Just going off some context clues of where the damage is on whose truck. And there is definitely some frustration here on the driver's channel that obviously, for a good reason, is not audible to our viewers. But man, so not quite what you thought happened.
Yeah, taking a look at that replay, I mean, the 20 is up and, in that upper lane above the seam, so I'm not sure if the 24 just kind of overdrove it a little bit. As you can see, the 20 was trying to stay up and got contact with the wall, and he was just, I think the 20 truck might have been just turning left to get off the wall, and it just turned left more than he expected, and the 24 truck was there. That's just what I think happened. I don't know if it was intentional, but obviously, the driver was in the seat, knows best.
I definitely agree. This was very tight going into turn 1. This is a great shot. Leaning on each other. It's late in the going. You want to get absolutely anything you can. But
everybody's on pit road right now.
We do have plenty of takers on pit road. And as you see, just like you said, the 20 trying to keep it off the wall. The 24, like he drove it in pretty deep. And then there was just nowhere for the 20 to go. They locked together. And that's all she wrote. Pit road, a very busy place, as Michael Kest is going to come out of pit road, I believe, with our race lead. I don't believe we had anybody stay out. We did not. Oh, we just had one truck blow up in turns 1 and 2. Shaquille Ray's 24 just...
Yep, he was in that wreck, I believe. He had a meatball flag prior to that, so I'm believing that was a underlying issue that just finally came to an end.
Disappointing end to the race. Obviously, you don't want to leave it so late. Now, interesting couple guys up at the front here. It's actually two I mentioned at the start of the show. We've got from the Coke Series, driving for 2311 Racing, Michael Guest is now our race leader. Carson Hocevar in the NASCAR Cup Series for Spire. He is going to restart second. Then Dylan Basin, who had pulled out to a whopping 2-second lead. That is now gone, and he will also have to start third, with Jeff Maconi also looking like he's playing the Vegas gamble. He is going to restart fourth. Timothy Holmes fifth. This is going to be interesting.
Jeff Maconi obviously getting ready to make that real-life start here this weekend. Got a real-life driver in front of him. This is probably a blast for all these drivers that are up front. We got so much diversity on the track right now. This is what iRacing is all about. Out here driving around with a NASCAR Cup driver, NASCAR E-Coke driver. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this right here.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible who, you can bump into on the service if you're watching from home and you're looking for any even minor reason to push you to finally getting into the service. I think that would do it. You can meet some cool people, not just, real life drivers or esports league drivers. You can make some cool friends off of here. I know that I've made friendships that will definitely last a lifetime off this service. But we are getting ready to get the 1 to go signal, I believe, this time around. We will go green, I believe, with 8 laps to go. So we're not quite in the realm of if the caution comes out, we're going to need that overtime, at least not right away. But it is, of course, a possibility.
Did any of these drivers up front take 2 tires? I'm not sure if you were paying attention to that.
Guest, Carson Hocevar, and Jeffrey Maconi going off what I have on my overlay here, I believe, are the 3 that have rolled the dice with 2 tires. Michael Guest and Maconi each spent 9.7 seconds in their box, where Carson Hocevar was there for 9.9. And then everybody else in the top 10 was in their box for at least 14 seconds or 15 seconds. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works out. We definitely saw some guys starting to fall off, but we really haven't seen a great example of how severe the fall off is because we haven't had any mixed batch like this. So we're about to find out.
This is gonna. Speaking of rolling the dice, this is gonna be dicey. I'm excited to see how this plays out. It's unfortunate we had this yellow late in the game, but I'm excited to see how this race is gonna play out. Like you said, with 8 laps to go, here we go.
This is gonna get very exciting very quickly, I believe. Maybe not for the guys starting right behind these fellas on the old tires, but it'll be exciting for us up here in the virtual booth. We have 8 laps left to go in a big jam up as those guys on older tires maybe not able to get up to speed as quick. However, Michael Guest is able to clear Carson Hocevar, and it is a wad down through 1-2. Look at that, and trouble. Nearly trouble. They're able to save it. I'm not sure. I believe that's the 10 truck is one of them.
Great save there by Conrad
Sampson. He is able to keep it going. And
we're 3 wide up here for 5th. Holy cow, Maconi in the 3rd lane. Wow.
My
contact.
Goodness. And here we go. Yep, this is the big one. At least in tonight's terms. Oh, goodness.
All of a sudden, I looked up after I saw that truck that had got to the back, and Maconi moved up the top, and it looked like another driver might have tried to make it 4 wide. We'll get a replay here shortly and see what happened there. It looks like a truck was blowing up right there as they replay. Nope, but looks like the 14 truck just washed up a little bit there towards the middle of the turn. Unfortunately, Maconi was to his outside, and that looks like that's going to definitely do it for the 14 machine and probably for the 0-3 late here in the race.
As the 14 Ford F-150 of Ricky Spanish, and just bobbled a little bit, and Maconi on those older tires, likely falling back a little already, was wrong place, wrong time. And from there, we just kind of get a bit of a chain reaction. Honestly, all things considered, most of these guys, even those that are taking some off-roading there, I believe got away mostly unscathed out of this. I feel like the worst of the bunch will definitely be Spanish in the 14 and Maconi's 03. But the 14 is definitely hurting as he limps it back to the pit road. See if he even keeps that truck out on the racetrack. We do have some meatball flags, aka damage repairs required flags for Jeffrey Maconi and Ricky Spanish, but Shaquille O'Ray and the 24 still has one despite blowing up earlier on. It looks like he has still stayed in the race in the box. So this will be still got some chance for an interesting restart here because this really didn't wipe out that many trucks.
Yeah, this this definitely kind of maybe mixed the bag up a little bit up front, though.
Oh,
Looking
Timothy
at these
Holmes
drivers.
has
Oh,
come to a stop, and
looks like his internet was maybe giving him a little issue right there.
Timothy Holmes, who currently sits 18th, it looks like, he was having quite a good run tonight. But this caution, which definitely threw a wrench in everything, I believe he is actually fourth, but stopped for some reason to maybe adjust something on the back. You just never know. If there's any time to fix something, now would be the time. I still don't believe this is going. Yeah, definitely. This will definitely not put us in range for overtime just yet. Keep it in the back pocket for now. We will go green. I want to say it'll be 3 laps to go. If there's a caution after that, we will absolutely go into overtime. And Michael Guess is really the main of the 3 that are still. No, we still got Hocevar is still up here in third. So the inside lane of the first 2 rows this restart will be cars on 2 tires, trucks on 2 tires. I don't want to get beat up because I called them cars.
Yeah, right. It's tough sometimes.
Dylan Basin in the 3, who we saw get out to such a large lead. The main, only green flag run we had ever since then. Cautions have bred cautions. But he's going to get to restart on the outside of Michael Guest.
We'll have to see how that plays out also, because he's definitely been the dominant driver, but that top lane is usually kind of a little bit of a disadvantage coming to the green sometimes. Looks like this last couple restarts, the top lane has kind of been jumbled up. We'll have to see how it plays out here on this restart, as we have now been given the 1 to go signal. The pace car lights have been extinguished. Drivers are double filing. This is going to be one heck of a finish, as looks like we'll have
3 wide.
4 wide now, looks like.
Yeah, we're going on a little parade lap, that's all. There we go.
Jump off 3 to go on this one.
It will be interesting. You mentioned that we saw a little bit of bottlenecking on the prior restart, where it was mainly those trucks. Oh my gosh, trucks on 2 tires that did not get a great launch, and it kind of started a bit of a chain reaction. Some trucks getting into the back of others, and the truck behind them, and there on and so forth. So we'll see what happens this time, because the 2 on 2 tires, they don't have both rows covered. It is just the inside lane. So Jackson Crowder, the blue and red Ford truck back there, 3rd row, will restart 5th. Be interesting to see if he's aware of the situation that the two in front of him are in, and if he tries to make very quick work of them. We're about to find out. Pace car is off. 3 laps to go. A regular attempt at this is not overtime. Green flag is back in the air, and actually a great jump for Michael Guest. Basin will be able to jump down in front of Hocevar as we head into turn 1.
Basin made it look easy as Hocevar with tons of pressure all over his back bumper there from the Crowder machine. As they come down the back stretch, we got a battle for a lead going to turns 3 and 4. Basin, Guest side by side into turns 3 and 4. Is Basin going to make it stick? He's probably going to clear him off in turn 4. Basin, your leader.
And you can see Carson Hocevar already struggling on those 2 tires. He is checking the entire field behind him up, struggling to get going, and he is going to be in some bad territory here as the 21 slides, and we're going to have a lot of trucks crashing Hocevar into the wall, and this is just about everyone down the backstretch. I count at least 10 here.
That was a monstrous crash. We'll have to see if we had our Maconi Entertainment drone above that one, because that was a big incident quick. This late race restarts have definitely been producing some wild racing on the track with these trucks. Boy, this will be our 1 green-white checkered coming up here, Shane.
Yeah, we mentioned it. Keep it in the back pocket. Well, pull it out. The 21, you see there, he just got, okay, interestingly. So watch the 2 truck.
Looks like he got in the back bumper there of Hocevar,
Hocevar was
which pushed him up.
definitely lacking in speed. He was already sliding up. He slipped in front of the 2. The 2 gets into him, and in a effort, I believe, to avoid the 21, the 2 actually comes down and gets the 4 truck. The 23 will then get into Hocevar. The 6 gets into the 23. We got the 18 truck, the 7 truck. These are big hitters. Jordan Hurley in the 18. Ooh, some pretty nasty hits there into that opening down the back straightaway. And definitely at least 10 cars for sure.
The one truck almost flipping up over there. Looks like that was the number 7 truck.
7, yeah, look at this hit.
Wow.
So watch
apparently all gas, no brakes there.
Yeah, watch the 20 truck. It's going to be the gray truck. It'll have neon. Yep, right here. That is the 20 truck of Nathan Davis, who played his Lightning challenges on the EA games and decided to get here in the simulator. So as you can see, oh my goodness. So he does get hit here by, I believe that was the 4. And at this point, not a whole, oh my gosh, just basically drives straight under the 7 truck of Wyatt Gray. And this definitely took out not just a lot of trucks, but heavy hitters. We have meatball flags all over the place right now, including Jackson Crowder. I believe Nathan Davis also did acquire one, who we saw just there. Ricky Small has one as well.
Looks like 10 drivers came out of this unscathed. As you can see from Carson Hocevar's view, it just doesn't end.
Liftoff, yeah. And honestly, just, not knocking the strategy call at all. Worth a try. Hocevar was already kind of out of control for just a couple corners prior to the incident in 3 and 4. And then in 1 and 2 finally washed up enough where calamity began. Now, Dylan Basin, of course, at the moment of caution, if you haven't been able to notice already, was scored the race leader over Michael Guest, who is still out here on the 2 tires, but will now have to do it from the outside of the front row. Jordan Worth will now be in 3rd. The 12 Toyota Craven going to be P4. P5 is still Jordan Hurley, who we saw get a little caught up in that accident, but really doesn't look like there's a whole lot of damage to the 18. Crumpled up a bit on the right side. But this has brought some new players into the game.
But hasn't left Dylan Basin out of that front spot, and I think he's going to be hard to beat right here. But he's obviously got a big-time driver right there on his outside. It's going to make him working for his money, and this is going to be a great finish again. And obviously, just our one and only attempt here at a green-white checkered.
That's exactly right. Good point, Jeremy. We just get the one attempt at the green-white checkered. If we get the caution immediately after the green flag comes out, it does not matter if we get the white or not. The race is over. We will run the last couple laps under caution, or the last lap entirely, however you want to say it. But hopefully we'll get a finish under the checkered flag and not the yellow flag as we head down the back straightaway for the final time before we get to the green flag. It's going to be Basin and Guest. Chevy versus Toyota on the front row. Anybody you're looking at here aside from the front row sitters to maybe take a shot at this, Jeremy?
I think it's going to be really hard to beat Dylan Basin, but we'll have to see. Like you said, we got a couple new names up there, kind of looking from outside in. We'll have to see how damage plays out for these last couple trucks. See, they can maybe squeak out a couple more spots as the pace car will make a left-hand turn.
You just never know what might happen in racing. It is not over till it's over by any definition. The green flag waves yet again, and it is a great jump by the 3. Get clear right quick of Michael Guess, who's going to tuck in behind the 3 truck. They are still scattering all over the place. Guess trying to keep that 3 truck at arm's length as they are out of turn 2 with a lap and a half to go, and we have a caution. Trouble off turn 2. The 7 is around, I believe, that might be 6. Yes, the 6 truck has gone around. That is going to do it. That's Wyatt Gray and Cole Williams that went around. And Dylan Mason, as long as he makes it back around here one more time, is going to get the win here tonight.
Dylan Basin, like you saw there on that graphic, started 5th, going to be finished 4th. Once the field gets all bunched back up here, hopefully nothing happens crazy, because sometimes that pace car going a little too slow and catches some people off guard. But caution late in the game here is going to be the favorable thing for Dylan Basin, as he'll be coming around to our checkered flag.
Definitely earned it, no doubt about it. At one point had essentially a 2-second lead over the entire field, or at least second place. And Michael Guest, who tried the 2-tire strategy, is still going to end up with a second place finish here. Jordan Worth will finish out the podium in 3rd. And there it is, a checkered flag waves. And the 3 of Dylan Basin in the Maconi Setup Shop Silverado nonetheless takes home the win, and he's going to floor this thing back around here and celebrate his top split win. Or not, he's going to waste no time.
Oh,
When he gets T-boned.
T-Bone celebrating the win. We're going to take a quick look at what brought out the yellow here.
Yeah, so
More
this is
3-wide action there between the 7 and the 6, and looks like Maconi there with a front row seat to this action.
Now Wyatt Gray in the 7
Looks
comes
like that
up.
15 truck got contact there with the 7, and that kind of just
And
domino
Cole
effect up the
Williams,
track.
innocent bystander in that. And that is what ended this race under the caution flag. If we had made it back to the white flag, we would have came back around regardless. And the winning 3 truck, I believe, doesn't have power anymore due to the little T-bone there. I believe it was Sean Hagan got into him.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back to Maconi Entertainment's coverage here on iRacing social channels of Top Split Maconi C Fixed Trucks at Las Vegas. Let's take a look at the results here. Dylan Basin takes home the win under caution. Michael Guest's strategy works out for 2nd. Jordan Worth 3rd. Craven in the 12. Tundra out of Canada finishes 4th. Jordan Hurley, Conrad Sampson, Nikki Lange 5th through 7th. Then 8th through 10th is Sean Panay, Andrew Schwartz, and Dean Brummett, who had a strong run going, so gets a top 10 out of it, Jeremy. So we got Jay Riot 11th, Timothy Home 12th, Connor Truman 13th, Carson Hosevar, John Hagan 14th, 15th, Wyatt Gray, Cole Williams saw their collision on the final lap 16th and 17th. Nathan Davis, Ricky Small, and Jackson Crowder round out the top 20 with Jeff Maconi 21st, Ricky Spanish 22nd, Shaquille O'Ray 23rd, and Sully Hans in 24th.
I'm here. I had the mute button pressed. Nobody could hear me. Thank you for finishing that up for me, Shane.
All good. Just had to roll with it. We're gonna go ahead and talk to our race winner, Dylan Basin, who is with Jeremy.
Hello, Basin. Welcome to the broadcast booth, man. You got out front and you drove away there at one point, man. All these restarts gave you one heck of a fight, man. Walk us through your night.
Well, I'm battling the hurricane right now. I'm in Tampa, right near it. So the whole time when I was running away from the pack, I was just hoping my power didn't go out at all. I felt just in the storm where I wasn't everyone else in the field for a second. But, you know, those restarts were tough, but I knew with them on 2 tires, it'd be really loose in 3 and 4, and that's where I got the lead from and was able to keep it. So it kind of sucks. It kept breaking at the end. Couldn't get a good battle to the finish, but I'm glad I got the win.
Man, coming out here battling the hurricane to battle for a win, man. Congratulations on your first place finish.
Appreciate it.
Dylan Basin, our first place finisher there in our first split, the top split there. And man, these drivers had one heck of a race going on there, Shane, especially with that long green flag run.
Hey, absolutely did, Jeremy. It was quite the show here tonight. A lot of fun. Mostly clean. Obviously, kind of had some chaos at the end, and Dylan mentioning he's in the path of Hurricane Milton, and obviously our thoughts are with all those in the area. We hope you all stay safe. If you're in that range of that, next week we head to Iowa. That'll be October 16th, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch us right here again for Maconi C Fixed Top Split action on the iRacing socials. Thank you to our race sponsor, of course, Maconi Setup Shop, as well as all of you for tuning in. I was Shane Muddy calling the action here with Jeremy Briggs. Robert Hill was in the production booth for us, did a phenomenal job tonight. Thanks again to all of you for watching. We hope you'll stay tuned for our next race, and we will see you next week at Iowa.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.